Well, I sure dicked that one up. I didn't even start the recording until I was like 15 minutes in. Fortunately, all I was doing was screwing around most of the time, so it doesn't really matter too much. There's my new big-ass flashlight. It's brighter than the friggin' sun just about. Got it from Star Supply for $5, which is awesome. So my goal tonight is I made an adapter for the motor mount brackets. I'm going to try to move the motor mounts. Uh-oh. Wow, that's neat. That's completely full of water. Huh. Right on. Cute. Alright. Now don't let your tech screws get full of water because they probably won't like it. I'm going to sit these in a compromising position where hopefully the rest of the water will run out, and then I'll just sit them on the back of the car. That way they'll, or the front of the car, whatever, out of the rain. Hopefully that'll deal with it. Alright, so the goal tonight, besides clapping in the correct time, which is twice now, which should be good. So I mismeasured, again, repeatedly. And I screwed up where the engine's going to sit, so the engine sits way too far back again. So I'm going to move the engine 4 inches forward again, as opposed to the 12 inches forward. I've already moved it. I don't know how I can botch up a measurement that good, twice, but I have a rather sinking suspicion it has to do with brain damage-induced dyslexia, which has happened to me since I got rear-ended sitting at a red light 2 years ago by an idiot. And subsequently, me no brain good no more. And I'm kind of surprised I still have a job here doing this engineering stuff, but I must have had enough surplus capacity left over that I was just able to kind of compensate until all the neural networks rerouted themselves or whatever, like the rerouting thing on the Terminator. It's real irritating too because I don't realize things are screwed up. And I'll be like working on something and it'll be completely wrong. But I'll double or triple or quadruple check it and it'll be right. But it won't be right because my brain just thinks it's right, but it's wrong. And then I'll, commit to doing something and it'll be wrong and I'll do it anyway because it looks like it's right. I mean, it's just horrendously irritating. I'm starting to use big words though, which is good because I had to have lost like 50 IQ points to it. Getting hit like that. Whoa, no, not that far. Basically what happened was I got rear-ended sitting in a red light and the back, well, let's put it this way, the guy pushed the truck forward and I stayed still even with the seatbelt on. And the back window of the truck moved forward and hit my head. It moved forward strongly enough that it put about 1.5 inch deep dent in the back of the cab where my back hit it. Having a bad back and all, I was kind of surprised that it didn't screw my back and my neck up worse than it did. It was sore for the next couple of days, but other than that, the only thing that really messed up on me is my brain, which hit the back of my skull when the back of my truck also hit the back of my skull. And that is the problematic part of it. So I've been all manner of screwed up ever since this wreck. And I've been all manner of, the insurance company's been a pain in the ass about it. Lawyers and insurance companies, I am so sick of it. I just watch where yins are going, I mean, you're going to ruin somebody's life sooner or later. Ruin your own, not mine. And this job's hard enough as it is, and then I get friggin' bashed in the head. Just sitting at a red light. I mean, I was just sitting there. I had like half a second between the time I said whoa and the time the dude hit me. I got it on video. Well, I get the forward-facing video anyway. Not that that helps. They're still dicking me over. Okay, now let's let these bolts loose, and the engine should come up. Get some comeuppance out of it. I keep forgetting I got a mic on me. I don't have to worry about walking away from the mic because it's already on me. Let's set this laptop up on the truck. Or not. Or so. Ouch. Oh, we'll just set her on the hood. That should be enough. Should still have enough range. It's got like 60 yards of range, which is 60 meters or whatever, which is probably like about 60 yards or so. Something close to that. I don't know. Well, yeah, I got hit in the head, so the translations aren't working quite so good these days. It's getting a lot better in the last 2 years. I've been miserable, but I've still been miserable. I shouldn't have had to go through that in the first place. I think the guy should have just been watching where he was going. I understand these insurance companies got to protect their bottom line, but this is damn near downright crooked they're doing here. You can't do anything without a lawyer either nowadays. It's just ridiculous. I think that has to stop. I mean, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just sitting at a red light, at a stale red light. It had been red for several minutes. I know this because it turned green a little ways after the guy hit me. So I wasn't sitting at a green light or something stupid like that. I mean, he just banged right into me. Like he wasn't watching at all. He admitted to screwing around on his phone or something to the cop. Like he wasn't even going to try lying about it. Even with all that, the hospital bill's still not paid, and the injury is still not paid for, and my misery is still not paid for, and God knows when it will be. I'll tell you what, let me try clapping again just in case. There we go. This thing likes to screw up. Don't ever get a concussion. It is the most miserable loaf of horse shit. I mean, I suppose there's a couple things that are miserabler, but this was just not cool. Ouch. Alright, I need a hunk of crud board here. I like being able to walk away from the camera and still talk at the camera. You can't hear me, but the microphone stuck to my hat can. Alright. Yeah, watch your head, you know. That thing inside there gets hit by something, particularly the back of your skull, or the front of your skull. It's not going to be fun. I'd say I don't wish that on anybody, but I kind of do wish it on the guy who hit me. Because, I mean, it was a mistake, but he was negligent in that. He was screwing around. Well, he should have been driving. And he said right to the cop he was distracted. And Mr. Distracted, well, his car is junked. That stupid little piece of junk he hit me with was a, what was that? A newer Ford Escape. And they're probably okay cars, but well, actually, 32,000 miles, vacuum pump failed, so maybe not quite so great. They used to be good. I've got one at work too. Alright, let's pull the other motor mount apart. See if I left myself a challenge on the other side or not. I did. Probably going to fast forward through some of this. Anyways, with concussion, I had this just miserable headache like all the time. Just this dull, nauseating pain that just wouldn't go away. And the doctor says, well, you better sleep some more. I can't sleep, I gotta go to work. Well, you shouldn't be going to work. Pay the doctor somehow. Well, I mean, eventually the insurance is going to pay the doctor or else. Because it's kind of their job to do that. Or their job to pay me, and then I pay the doctor. Whatever. Whatever happens, the doctor's going to get paid. But just the fact that it's getting so hard to get them to compensate you. I'm going to ruin the title of my truck, which is even worse. So anyways, I was working, I was just horrendous. If you ever tried to do wiring when you're dyslexic after concussion, you probably know what happened. Oh. Back up, fart number one. Number two, that was an SBD. You probably didn't hear that one. Oh, crap. Look where that oil filter's sitting. Oh, horse manure. Alright, well, that's another problem yet. Great. That's cute. Alright. Oh, that mount's bent pretty bad, too. Nice. Alright, well, let's see. Shove this on there. Stick that down there. Stick that up there. Stick that down there. Turn that right there. I had these awful headaches. I had this horrendous motion sickness. Like anytime I'd go in the car, just, ugh. I don't want to talk about it. I just randomly get tired and fall asleep at work. Haven't fallen asleep in the truck yet. That's good. If I start doing that, I promise I'll stop driving for a bit. It's been 2 years and the driving thing hasn't. I had to be real careful because just the dyslexic part and the fact that everything ain't quite lined up in my brain anymore like it used to be means that I realized I started like quadruple checking every time I pull out in an intersection that there's nothing coming. Because I'd look and look again and look, and then there'd be something there that wasn't there before. And there was something that was there, my brain just deleted it. And I didn't want to cause somebody else's misery for months, years and years. So I was really careful about that. I didn't, stupid. That's the last thing I want to do is put somebody else in that kind of misery that doesn't deserve it. I don't want to wish that on somebody just randomly. If they deserved it, that's another story, but a random person most likely wouldn't deserve it. And I wouldn't do that to somebody even if they did deserve it. I'll tell you though, if you have a friend with a concussion or any kind of brain damage, just take it easy on them, because they're miserable. I guarantee it. You gonna come up or what? Ah, shit. There goes the distributor cap. Crunch. I hope that didn't crunch the distributor too. Alright, why isn't this engine coming out of here like it should? It should go up, and then during the comeuppance it should doesn't look like the distributor broke. Just I have another distributor that'll fit this engine. It's a 3.9 Magnum 239. Huh, why isn't that coming up? Let's get the bar on it. The Dodge 3.9 Magnum, this engine is a, what year is it? 1998. Alright, tire iron. Make sure you don't stick your fingers in there. Oops, don't step on my crud board. Why is this engine not coming off of the mounts? It went onto the mounts, but it's not coming off of the mounts. That's stupid. Alright. I can smack this bolt out of here. Or maybe I can smack both of them bolts out of there. I don't know, this one might come up. There's a bolt starting to come loose. Oh, let's just turn the bolt out. And then it'll probably spring the whole engine forward or backwards or up or down or left, right, BA, BA, select, start. Up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. BA, BA, start. I forgot the Contra code. Oh, you know what? I've been playing Contra without the code so long, I forgot the code. Haha. Oh, there she goes. Get some crunching going on there. Just get some crunching without my hand in the way, that'd be good. So my hand is outside of the fall radius of this thing. Oh, my arm hurts. Yeah, that should be enough for now. See if it'll kind of pop. Yep, it popped. Now, will it go up? Sounds like a personal problem. I think they got ads on the radio for stuff that'll take care of that. Ding, there goes the bolt. Huh. I'm picking up the car with it again. Shoot, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's set her down on the mat. Ooh. SBD, right on. Like, come on, man, they gotta show up on the mic. You know, I can't be busting ass and then not getting credit for it. Well, that's number 3. Let's okay. That's I'll see that on the timeline in Shotcut, and I'll know that I farted, and I'll have to up the count. Yeah. All right. Why isn't this thing doing the thing? All right. Next thing we gotta do, I forgot about, is fill up the air tank, or at least look at the air tank to see how much air is in it. That's 20 psi, which is not going to hold this tire up. Okay, let's go to the garage and fill up the air tank. Hooray. That sounds like fun. Hands listen in. Well, I swear at things a lot. In the garage. Alright, so this is right. This thing, oh wow, that works pretty far away. 60 meters, which is like 60 yards, and I'm probably 60 yards away from the thing right now. Well, howdy, that's all the way across the parking lot. It doesn't work behind the dumpster because it can't see me. Let's see if it works behind my head. Yeah, it does. Neat. Wow, this little cheapo wireless mic is good. I'm all the way across the parking lot. The thing can still hear. It's still got a link. I still got a green light in my hat. It's got a little clip on it, and I clipped it onto my hat because my shirt would probably make too much noise against it. I found that out with the phone. it's got its little windscreen on it, little foam thingy. Wow, I can't believe that works that far away. And that's just a little turd receiver and a little turd wireless thing, or wireless mic too. That's gonna lose me again as I walk around this corner. You can't go through the metal walls of the big garage. Maybe it can. No blink no more. Well, it's got audio. Okay, there, we're green now. Huh. Maybe it has to be closer to the truck, or closer to the dingleberry to associate. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, here we are. Let me clap again just to make sure this thing didn't dick me. Should be sufficient. Make sure we got plenty of tape. Yep, we got plenty of battery too, at least a half a juice. Alright, so I'm going to shove some tire in this air. I gotta remember to be careful of that oil filter. Don't want to smash anything. I don't really care about the filter, although it's a brand new one. Alright, that's nice some air in there. Nice that air in there. Ain't got enough pressure. Oh, my nice fancy freshly turned rotors are all rusty now. Shoot. Yeah, it's only surface rust. It's not that bad. It'll shove 60 pounds in this dang tire because it'll take it. I think it says 65 on it. I know it'll take 60. Let's get the clap. Do two of them that time. Okay, so the motor's not sitting on the mount. Let us go ahead and apply the torque to the fasteners in a reversing direction. And you'll see in a minute what I did to make these mounts fit in here. I had to notch them out a little bit. I'm gonna probably, it's weird that it bent the one that's all, it bent the one that's not notched out, and it did not bend the one that is notched out. Must have some kind of weird offset on it or something where it's heavier on one side, or I don't know. Alright, where's that hickey at? Where the hell did I manage that? What? Oh, my brain's backwards again. Thank you, concussion-causing dyslexia, very much. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Gotcha. Hopefully, don't you dare. You come back. You little shit. There we go. What was that? I don't know, whatever. Jam a light in there. Only time will tell if you got the bear or the bear got you. Alright. You got the bolt, or the bolt got you. Go. Shove that up there on top. Or I'm never going to be able to find it again. Take this one out too. Ends move over there. It's good to be able to do this through the wheel well, but I think I'm going to have to put some kind of a guard on here, because if I'm out mudding, this thing is going to be way too much shit coming up through this wheel well to be of any use like this. I need to take this rubber piece off of here too. Whatever the hell it is. Oops. That's good. Lose the bolt too. That'll be cool. That'll look good on your resume. Yeah, it's gone. That'll get a spare. Alright. So we gotta figure out a way with this thingy here. I think I'm gonna weld through these holes, do plug welds, and then bolt through that. Well, think I don't have to bolt through it if I just weld it. I mean, it's off the car now. Shoot. Huh. I wonder, is that gonna sit? Oh, that's cute. Now this battery's dead too. Wait, what's that? Yeah, that says, oh no, the battery's okay. I don't know what the hell the blinking red light is, but it might just be record. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to set this motor down so I can cover it up for the night. Oh, I can do that. Shovel 2x4 through there. See if I can hit anything expensive. There's rust on the exhaust manifold. I don't like doing that, but that's what I have to. Oh, hey, it'll sit on the bell housing. All right, cool. Let's see if it'll actually do that, or if I'm just having a pipe dream here. Let me know if it's pressurizing on that side, and I'll stop. Alright, doesn't sound very expensive yet. Okay, that's good. Cool. Alright, that's it. Okay. Alright, let's finish her up for the night. And I'll put the lid on here. And then we'll come back tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully it'll still be sort of warmish. Blink. And then we'll try to finish her up or put the mounts in. Make sure that's going to sit clear. Yeah, it's sitting on, it's sitting on the bell housing there. And it's sitting on the, exhaust manifold on this side. What it's not sitting on is the oil filter thingy. Oh geez, I'm glad I took this apart now. See that? There's a bell housing bolted in all the way in. Well, guess you win sometimes. What the hell's wrong with this camera now? There we go. Alright. So, you probably see that bell housing bolt that's not all the way in. That's a problem. So we're going to solve it with science. Actually, just with a ratchet and probably a washer that I forgot to put on there. Check this out. This is kind of interesting. This is Audacity, and I'm using it to record myself, my audio. There's a little stumpy thing that my microphone hooks up to, and there's my microphone. It's on my hat. There we go. So it doesn't make quite as much noise as my shirt does, so I kind of like it there. I need it pointed toward my face though, so it gives a little better audio, but it works pretty good that way. Alright, oh wow, this motor's leaning way over, but oh well. It'll sit there for tonight. Now don't nobody come in here and stick your dick in there or nothing. Or actually, if you shouldn't be reproducing, go ahead and stick your dick in there, that'd be great. Just don't tell you I said to do it. Yeah, you know what? I wonder if this thing could sit lower. Because I lowered it a good bit, and that starter's going to be well above that motor mount. Ha! I say. Oh no, that's going to be right about where I parked it before. So that's about right. Okay, I'm going to chuck these in the garage. And what we got for that is I drilled a bunch of holes in two plates, and I drilled them as close to identically as I could. Here's the plate with the holes in it, or the L channel. And then it goes like this up against there. And I put a little rubber insulator, it's maybe a 1/4 inch thick, between that and the engine, and at least insulate it some, or maybe polystyrene or whatever the hell it is, poly-hickamajig, something. There's 6 holes in here. I should be able to find one that'll mount the motor good. And then this here, these here, come over here. Yeah, this is like way not the right way to do this, but it's the way I'm doing it because I'm going to get it done. Normally a sense of urgency is not a good cue to half-ass things, but in this case, not really half-assery. I'm going to sort of 3/4 ass it when I'm done. I got to go to the hardware store tomorrow and get some more bolts too. So this is going to go like that. And then bolt holes are going to line up there. We're going to stick a bolt through it. Then we're going to plug weld it through them little holes. Then we'll have that whole forward range there to find a good spot to stick the motor, and it's like every 1.5 inches there's a hole. So that ought to be good, and that gives me a little bit of extra room in there. Put like a 1/4 inch rubber bumper hecky in there, so in between there and the motor, the hard motor mount, so that I got something to insulate it at least a little bit. Now I've got a motor mount that's completely broke loose and the rubber piece is totally gone, and the motor's just sitting on the side of the frame on the truck. And it's not too awfully bad, but it is a little bit loud. It's kind of irritating. This is going to have some rubber insulators between the car and the frame, so it might not be quite as bad, but it's still, I just like to insulate it a little bit just for the sake of the longevity of the parts. So there's the holes, and here's where the motor's going to mount up. So I'm going to have to put a reinforcement on this because that's going to suck otherwise. So I left it. Okay, those audios will line up. My camera just timed out. So this bottom chunk of this L channel on both sides, I'm going to weld something or other to it, and then extend the something or other down to another something or other that welds into the frame. And then there's something or others along with the L channel and the bracket will hold the whole mess up in the front where it should be. Then the back will hold up by this. So I shouldn't really need to reinforce those too much. I will anyway, just because. This is a song that never ends. Anyway, well, that's it for tonight. I shall see you later. Alright, so I finally decided that this motor is not going to sit far enough forward unless I make some super giant, obnoxious, extended, super great big long motor mounts brackets. So this bolts onto the existing LS frame mount. Then it's got this doohickey sticking off of it here, which originally I thought was where the motor was going to sit, but it's not. The engine actually sits on the second hole from the right, which is this hole on this bracket. And of course I've got a rubber insulator and a rubber insulator that goes up top of here where the engine mounts on it. And then something goes from here to the frame. I haven't gotten that far yet. It's on the hoist right now. Oh yeah, also look, it's daytime. Ah, I'm melting. It burns. Ah. So over here, we got one sort of installed. And it sits there and it seems like it works. I haven't put the weight on it yet. I don't like this little bridge down here, but it's not going to be too much of a problem because it's, once I put the other piece through that hole and weld the end of the frame, then that'll hold that up. Keep this out of the way to keep from ruining it. But I think I've got it. That should be it. I mean, you know, it's sitting far enough forward from the firewall that it's not going to be a problem, even no matter how high I have to pick the back end of the transmission up to make it level. They're going to figure out how then to work the drive shaft again, because it's God knows how long I've added to this. It's like 18 inches I've added to the drive shaft. But I've got a ton of them over there. I got 36, I think, left. I've got enough room on the front of the engine that I can still change belts and change accessories and do hickey-majigs like that. So that works. Get the wiring harness for the engine up there. It's in the way right now. I'll start working on that once I get into it. But see, the motor mount down here sits way far forward from the LS frame mount, which is down there. You probably can't see it because I can't see. Well, you can barely see it through there. But there's the Dodge motor mount there. It's got to sit forward because I don't want to cut into the firewall. You can see the distributor already bashed into the firewall a couple times. I've got extra distributors and extra caps, so if I broke it, I can fix it. But I think that's going to be it. It's just enough, just low enough to clear the hood, just high enough to clear everything else underneath the frame, underneath the motor. And there's room for the starter, which is good. It's a little ugly in there right now, but that's coming upwards about 1.5 inches, so that'll be just right. You'll be able to see the nut in the bottom of the starter, get a wrench on it, and actually probably get a ratchet on it from the bottom, from underneath it, without even using a jack or a jack stand or anything. So we got a big enough starter cavity you can put a starter in. Don't have to worry about it bashing into the mount or anything else. And that should be it. Well, I shall see you later. Alright, this is what it looks like with the motor mounts and adapters and junk all hooked up. It's not off the main support yet because I got to put the front supports in there yet. But there's 2 rubber pieces with the holes blown in them, or drilled in them I should say. I got a couple extra 1/4-inch bolts just for to locate that doohickey over there, but they're not going to matter once I get everything bolted solid together. I get this extra support stuck in there on that 3/8-inch hole that's there. Hopefully that'll be enough. It's got 2 10mm bolts on the back plus a 3/8 on the front, and if we need bigger stuff, we'll put bigger stuff in. That'll work. And I got the bolts on the LS adapter brackets tightened down, and once I get it bolted to the frame, get these extra little pie holes here bolted to the frame, we'll there's the other extra hole on the other side. That's going to have to miss the steering doohickey, so I might have to put it sort of, maybe drill another hole farther up there and just weld a bracket on here or something, whatever. I mean, it's coming together. This is going to be probably the final iteration of this because I'm tired of dicking with it, and it's pretty much that's how it's going to sit. Get plenty of room for stuff. The only problem is on the passenger side exhaust manifold, we're out of room. So I'm going to have to probably build a set of headers or something for it because it's right on top of the damn doohickey, right on top of the mount. And I don't like that. It don't like that either. And there's, yeah, it's right into it. I might be able to chop the top out of that mount and maybe make a real sharp angle on it. But, I mean, as easy as it is to get to these bolts, especially once I take this turd out of here, this old motor mount from the front wheel drive days, which doesn't exist anymore, I could easily make a pair of headers for this that would suit the application a lot better than the originals, stock. We'll see. I don't know. Find out. Let's see. I think that's about it for that stuff. Kinda cool. Maybe I'll drill another hole and relocate that just slightly on both sides so it's directly under the motor bracket on the engine side. I don't know how well them little bits of little chunks of rubber are going to do. It's like a 1/2 inch thick, but we'll see. If it ain't good enough, I left plenty of room. We can space it down on both sides. And I've got this rubber stuff here that's, do I or don't I? I've got a whole buttload of this stuff somewhere. Well, anyway, it's like the shredded pressed rubber offcuts or something, whatever it is. Oh, here's a chunk of it. All the way over here at the truck. Yeah, check out my bumper. I built that. Me and a friend of mine put it on. That's to replace the one that idiot ran into at 50 mile an hour while I was sitting at a red light. It's got a real nice hitch adapter on it, and we put a cross member that goes, we put a extension on here. I welded that bracket into there. It goes up to a cross member in the middle so that it's got some extra, oh, here we go. All right, so this here is the rubber stuff I've been cutting this out of. I don't know, it might be a little bit flimsy, but it'll work. There's lunch, bag of donuts. This has got to be about 3/4 of an inch of steel between the front and the back of it, all said and done. I got to put some lights in them holes down there. Right now I'm just using it as an air diffuser, but those actually are designed to take lights. That'll be good. Oh yeah, the best. You should have left earlier. That's, yeah. You got your white tails. That's Far Cry 5. I need to paint that too. It's warm enough out here. Maybe I'll do it. Yeah, we'll see. So there she is, Mountain Dew and all. That steering pump always gets in the way, but it's gonna clear everything now, which is good. I got to get that hooked up, but that's kind of secondary to getting the engine located. And looks like it's level enough that it'll work. Front to back, I gotta pick the back end of the transmission up just a hair because it's kind of low. And yes, I know this is wrong. This is totally wrong. This is wrongity wrong, whatever. Yes, I'm a terrible person, and I'm going to self-flagellate later to atone for it. But anyways, yeah. So I need to put a T in there, which is a little brass T I've got up there, and then this I think is the return to the fuel tank. And this is the feed line, the supply. Oh, cool things is I got these neodymium magnets, and I stuck the adjusting Allen wrench to adjust the pressure for the fuel right directly to the regulator bracket with said magnets. I need to pull the old ignition system off of here too. This was the ignition system I used for the 2.5 running the Megasport. It's not gonna cut it because this 3.9 Magnum's got its own computer and its own ignition system. It's got all the emission stuff is on here and it works. That's weird. I just have to make sure I hook it up to make sure the tank's sealed when I hook it up. And it'll have all the emissions readiness indicators and everything. I could, if I haven't flashed the VIN number in the computer, I could go drive this thing up to Cleveland and have them plug into it and it would pass because it's got all the junk. This will be, I'm thinking about driving this to Canada if they'll let me in with that plate, because I think my plate might be a little bit incendiary up there. They don't know what it means down here, but perhaps in Quebec it might be a little different. Hold on, I'll get you your stuff. Give me a minute. I gotta go feed my crows. Alright, well that's it for now. There's one final view of the doohickey here. The engine mount from hell. Yeah, that. Alright, see you later. Well, good news. I have got the rubber body mounts in the back kind of situated underneath the frame. Like thusly. You can't see it because it's too dark under there. Alright, let's turn on the juice. We cannot, because there is no oil turner for juice. So you'll have to just look at it in the dark. But trust me when I say there are pieces of rubber under there in between the body and the frame. And I have removed the 4x4 lifting post we put in there. And let's see if I can get any kind of shot at all out of this. Sorta, kinda, maybe. There's the lip of the body. I can't tell if that's working or not, but anyway, so there's like 2 inches of rubber between the body and the frame in the back now. I gotta do the same for the front. I gotta do a couple other things to it. Still gotta work on the motor mount, but I'm doing pretty good progress on that. So I've got a block in there right now to keep it from falling in. I need to make a bracket that goes to the frame and weld that onto the frame on both sides. I gotta watch the power steering gear, but I think I can make it around that. And the next thing we gotta do is make a set of exhaust headers for this that stick back farther. because it's right in the way of the steering gear and the other thing. Steering gear, and what else is it in the way of? I've been awake too long, so I can't brain anymore. Steering and the motor mount on one side. Starter's okay. That's plenty of room. Oh yeah, the oil filter. I gotta put a remote oil filter housing on it. Yeah, you can see on this side that motor mount's right in the way of the exhaust. I don't think I can trim enough off of that to make it fit. I can't really do it. So then I gotta make another bracket on this side to replace that block of wood and go to the frame on this side, same thing. Then I need to make 2 more rubber pieces to go in between the front of the car and the frame. That's not very difficult. And that's about it. So here it is. It's getting there. See you later.